The PlayStation revolutionised 3D gaming. 3D was seen as the future of the industry, so when Konami released a 2D Castlevania game for the PlayStation in 1997, people thought, look how old this looks. We don't want that. We want realistic graphics. Look at Lara Croft. She looks so real I could almost touch her too big. Handguns. Now, most games will get criticised over time, slowly getting called out for being outdated or clunky. However, Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a game that's only got more and more praise as the years have gone on. Welcome to the show where I play games I never grew up with to determine if they still hold up today. Welcome to Nostalgia. Symphony of the Night begins not at the beginning, but at the end of a completely different game. Rondo of Blood was released for the TurboGrafx-16, a console that I honestly did not even know existed. And the final fight against Dracula is recreated in this prologue. Not long after Dracula's defeat, famed vampire hunter Richter Belmont has gone missing, and Dracula's castle has mysteriously reappeared, and with no Belmont, Dracula's half-human son Alucard is awakened to check it out. Now, I thought Alucard sounded like a badass name, but then I just realised it was Dracula spelt backwards, and now it seems kinda lame. Do you know what else is lame? The North American box art for this game. Now in Japan and Europe, the art looks elegant, and it looks beautiful. Now look at this. Thankfully, that is the only negative thing I can say about the presentation of this game. This may be in 2D, but there is no way that this could have ran on the Super Nintendo. There are 3D elements implemented, animated sprites added into the backgrounds of the areas, particle effects when levelling or moving at high speeds. The game is stunning, possibly being the best looking game on the PlayStation. Not only are the visuals improved from previous entries, they are also very different. Other titles are more evocative of 80s B-movies, which is enforced by the Schwarzenegger-esque designs of the big burly Belmonts. The design of Symphony is more reminiscent of an operatic performance, with sophisticated designs, bright laboratories, and beautiful piano melodies playing in the background. This can even be seen in Alucard's design, gone are the big bulging biceps of the Belmonts. Instead, Alucard is designed to be more elegant, with long locks, pale skin, and a smaller frame. The Belmonts are quite stiff and restricted in their movement, lugging a big whip around and striding forward. Alucard is far more graceful, with a floaty jump, strong posture, and quick and precise movements. Perfect for a sophisticated vampire. Unlike previous entries, your movement isn't static. It's constantly being expanded over the course of the adventure. You are immediately privy to some of the best gear in the game, straight away destroying enemies in one hit, going from left to right in typical Castlevania fashion, until Death, being the skinless fuck that he is, takes away all your weapons, leaving you with nothing. You are weak, but you're probably going to get a sword from this enemy. This tells the player immediately, you will get stronger. You will hit roadblock after roadblock, but this all funnels you down a linear path. You go through multiple locations, get upgrades, defeat a boss, all until you end up back where you started, stronger than you were before. This teaches the player that exploration is the name of the game, and to progress you're going to have to do a lot of backtracking. This is a gameplay loop that is so unbelievably satisfying. When I got the Jewel of Open, I really got excited, running back to doors I'd already seen just to see what was behind them. If you hadn't guessed, this area is huge. You spend the whole game in Dracula's castle. This could run the risk of getting boring and repetitive. Symphony avoids this by having locations that feel diverse, yet don't feel outlandish. There are plenty of fast travel points, making traversing through these a breeze, and you always fill out the map as you walk along, so you can always tell whereabouts you are, and where you haven't been yet. These rooms are densely packed with things to find, containers that increase your health, upgrades tied to progression, weapons. The game implements RPG elements, which enforces the feeling of getting even more powerful. There is a lot, maybe too much. Some of the weapons and armour feel pretty useless, like sunglasses or consumable weapons like TNT or shurikens. It's just a shame that none of this really changes Alucard's appearance. Come on, I'd love to see him with some killer shades on.
Did you like my sunglasses?
Some armour and weapons do have unique abilities, and there's actually some strategy in which to use. Do I use the knuckle dusters for more damage, but risk getting in too close and getting hit? Or do I choose a sword that's weaker, but I can use from a distance? These are interesting dilemmas. Or they would be if the game wasn't so easy. Yes, this game sometimes feels like I'm playing it on baby mode, but it's way better than the classics, where just thinking about Castlevania III triggers my PTSD. I love the creature and boss designs in this game, but my strategy is usually just hit them until they die. I would have loved to have boss patterns to learn, with more satisfying fights to win. Don't get me wrong, some rooms are more challenging than others, but they come across as more obnoxious than anything, especially when dealing with Medusa heads. Oh my god, I hate these things so much. The enemy variety is staggering. Some are familiar favourites, but there are also a lot of new ones, like these enemies that are a Wizard of Oz reference. They all have rare drops. Some stuff is terrible, and then you've got this sword, which makes the game an absolute joke, and quite frankly, I feel like I'm cheating.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets! But enough talk! How about you?
I have yet to mention the story, and that's because it's not the game's main focus. There's a boss that imitates Alucard's mother, but other than that, you'll only ever interact with either Richter or Maria Renard. Richter has just bloody lost it, claiming he's Mr. Big Nuts ruling over the castle. And then you've got Maria Renard, who was a bratty little kid in the previous game, who's currently recovering from the fact that puberty hit her like a damn truck. She's going around the castle, trying to figure out what's going on. So that's a plan. Go to the castle, kill Richter, get Maria, go back to the coffin that he sleeps in, and wait for all this to blow over. But hang on, I found 2 items that in their description tell me to wear them in the clock tower, so I'm going to do that first. Oh, a secret area, and Maria's down here.
If you wear these, you can see beyond evil illusions.
I'm going to wear these glasses when I fight Richter, and there's a strange ball above his head. I'm going to destroy it and see what happens.
You've defeated me, but all is not yet lost. The resurrection of Count Dracula is at hand.
Oh, we're not done yet. We're only about 50% through the game. The castle is completely flipped upside down, with new upgrades, new items, and new bosses. So it's time to collect all the pieces of Dracula and defeat him for the first time. Wait, the 10th time? Seriously? I'd honestly just give up at that point. The inverted castle is a point of contention for a lot of people. It's considered padding, less interesting than the main castle, more annoying to traverse, and yeah, it is all of those things. But this game's just so damn fun. Honestly, if the game just ended as soon as I defeated Richter, I would feel so disappointed. So I'm honestly just happy to have more game to play. The biggest downside for me, that other than one track, the music in the inverted castle just isn't as good. With a game having Symphony in the title, you'd expect good music. And this game, just put it in my mouth. It perfectly fits the atmosphere of the game, creating a soundtrack that will stick with you long after the credits roll. Upon finishing the game, you're able to play through it all again, but as Richter, just without a story, upgrades, key items. So, it's a cool bonus, but going from Alucard to Richter feels like going from eating a burger to eating a decomposing cow. There's a lot of meat to this game, though some ideas like powers that you use with fighting game inputs, or familiars that help you, feel like undercooked ideas. Overall though, I love Symphony of the Night. There are hundreds of games that would not even exist without Symphony of the Night or Super Metroid. The titles that birthed the Metroidvania genre. I only hope that the series gets even better after this. And finishing the TV series on Netflix had me even more invested playing the games, with so many nods to Symphony of the Night.